Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have an open box video for you from PCGS. And also, there's going to be some crackouts and some other action. Let's have a good time, shall we? Remember, guys, don't try this at home. These coins were sent on the economy service, and I think that they were gone really actually not that long, relatively speaking. A couple months, I mean, not as fast as it used to be, but as always, we don't recommend that you necessarily send stuff in to get certified. It makes a lot more sense that if you want certified coins to buy them that way. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we've got this 1884S Morgan dollar, which is actually a coin that they made a bazillion of, and but in higher grades they get harder and harder to come by. And so this is a nice kind of middle grade, just a lovely coin. So sometimes I talk about how you know, I don't mind if a coin has a little bit of brightness to it because, you know, circulating coins do. Also, there is a conversation about just a very just nice steely gray original look, and that's what this coin has here, this 84S and XF45. Just a lovely coin, something that's going to be probably in that 150 to 175 range for the collector who's trying to find that coin in that grade. All right, next up, 1879 Carson City. So one of the tougher Carson City coins to get. There's the 82, 3, and 4, which are the common dates, and then after that there are other coins that you see a little bit more frequently, the 80, 81, 85, and then you have the 79 and 89. Cats have 9 lives. Carson City's, if you want the ones that end in 9, you know, it's just going to cost you. You know, and that's how the market is on these bad boys. Fine 12, nice looking piece, and something that's probably going to be in that $400 or less ballpark on that coin. You know, really rough ones will run you $250 on that date, so it's nice to have something that's a little bit better. So next up, we've got a group of coins that in a way I lose money on. There's a lot of story here, which, you know, I don't have time to tell you because I don't talk much. So 1939 San Francisco Mint. And so this guy here, lovely coin, Washington quarter. PCGS went ahead and graded this coin. MS64. This is a continuing series that I find to be relatively inexpensive relative to the scarcity of some of these mint marked dates from the 30s. Yeah, I thought this coin had kind of a cool little bit of tone to it. And this one is probably going to be over 150, but probably less than $200 on that guy. Am I going to be so nice as to put these in inverse order so that when someone has to edit this video, they'll go ahead and be able to have those in order already? I suppose. All right, so if you haven't been around for a while, you might not know the rule on Washington quarters, but basically, whatever grade you think the coin deserves, just subtract a 1. So naturally, this coin here is a gem coin at 66. So of course it became a 65. And so like I said, a number of these coins are going to be, you know, below slabbing fees. I think that coin runs about $30. A number of these coins here that I'm about to show you, which, by the way, it's just kind of fun to have, compare some grading. Do you like this coin better than the previous one? I do. I think it's nicer than the other one was. And actually, it's really quite nice. So this 45D came back as 66. You know, and if you're comparing it to the other coin, this is definitely a nicer coin, so having a grade better is good. This coin trades at about $50 on that guy. 1942 Denver Mint. Another coin that's really hard to find certified in these grades because, you know, only some idiot on YouTube would get a coin certified that's worth $30. So, luckily, I know a guy. And so this nice Mint State 64 coin exists. You know, if you want to try to compare it a little bit to that 65 we saw 2 coins ago, you could. You know, I tend to think that they're pretty comparable coins overall. You know, you're comparing different eras and mints, so the 42D and a 47S, World War II, post-World War II, Denver, San Francisco, and all those things actually affect the overall quality and look of a coin. The Denver mint coins and San Francisco mint coins have decidedly different looks to them, especially in this series. Now, I was talking earlier about coins that feel like they should just be worth a whole lot more than they are. And actually, I will say this, that this is probably the rare exception where I really felt like the grade of the coin kind of matched what I had hoped on this coin. This coin came back MS66, which I think is a nice grade for the coin. You know, you put a Denver mint on that and you have a coin worth as much as your car. Well, I mean, worth more than my car. I should know what you're driving here, but $100, probably going to be the price point on that bad boy. What a lovely coin. Nice blast white looking piece. A 40S. So I was cherry picking some coins we had to try to get some to come back. Pretty nice grades. And of course, most of these coins, if I need it to be a 7, it's a 6. If you need an 8, it's a 7. That is how this works most of the time. Once in a blue moon, you'll get a coin graded that extra step that really just knocks them off, knocks their socks off, and makes the coin really jump in value. This coin is a 66, and on a 40S, you're talking about close to a $100 coin, maybe a little bit less. Those late 30s, that 39 and 40 combination, those 2 years seem to be pretty tough, and you know, they tend to be a little bit pricier than some of the other ones. So here's a 39D also, you know, that 39 and 40, like I was saying, they're just tough to find really attractive, nice looking coins. It seems to me like most of the ones that you see are either like super high grade and out of everyone's budget, or they're just kind of, you know, not as nice, or they're just hard to come by. Like if you go to a coin shop or coin show in MS65 on this guy, and you go and you see 1939, if you're trying to find Washington quarters, this 39D, that 40D, those are coins that just for whatever reason don't seem to be around much. And look at this. This is a coin that is very mysterious because it is a 1964. And the mystery here is, what was Ben really thinking when he sent that coin in? I mean, did he really think he'd get a grade that would matter? MS65. That is what you call a no. You know, that's probably, you know, a $20 coin on a good day. And let's call today a good day. Here's a 1954 proof. Get a little bit of a proof finish here. Proof's very hard to grade with their soft satiny finishes. Very high quality. I am a little bit intrigued because usually I can be within a couple points. I really felt like this is a 64. Seemed a little bit light. And it's an inexpensive coin, again, like the other ones. I mean, that's maybe $25 or $30 on that guy. Here's a 1962. So I was trying to get a cameo and a nice grade, which is probably asking too much, but interestingly enough, I actually got the cameo on this one, a Proof 65 cam. Just a pretty coin. Another coin that's probably going to be in that $25 price point. And after this last look at one more Washington quarter, we've got some crackouts to show you, including, I think we've got fatties, and I think we've got a CAC coin to show you. And so this guy, did we get a cameo? We've got the 65 cam also on this guy, another coin that's probably worth about $25. All right, so what did we do here? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, so I had 1939 half and 64. And you guys are all probably experts now on MS64 piece dollars. And I had a piece dollar in 64, a piece dollar in 63, common dates, 1925s. And I had, oi, I did it. It's 1934 quarter in a fatty with a CAC. I did it. And finally, this last coin was actually for a customer, this 79S questionable surfaces. All right, so let's see, what did Ben do? What hath Ben wrought? Maybe we'll focus on the word wrought for a second here. Let's start with this 1939 in an MS64 holder, and a coin that I just kind of delighted in. I thought it was really, really nice. And it felt to me like it was kind of an injustice as a 64. Overall, just kind of a bold looking coin, nice strike. You know, you can see that it's got that gratuitous little hit there in front of the eagle, but other than that, it's a very, very clean coin. So this coin here is from a 64 to a 65. I actually got an upgrade. Look at that. And so this is, I think it goes from like roughly $100 to $200 coin. I think it didn't really double. It probably went from 100 to 175 or something. So, you know, yay, yippee. MS63. All right, I'm just a fool in love with some of these coins. So I just thought, you know, and once again, this is, don't try this at home, folks. This is a coin that obviously is not really worth getting recertified, monetarily speaking. So like if you're playing around with these guys, it's just for grins, right? You're not doing this because you're going to turn out, unless you can jump things several grades, which when you go from a 63 to a 63, you know, all you're doing is providing cheap entertainment at your own expense to other people. MS64, and this one I thought was a lot nicer than the other one, and it just felt really like a lovely piece that I thought had a shot at a 65. In all, it is a nice piece, but also it came back at 64 again. So, I said I'd save, I don't know what I said I'd save for last. I do a lot of talking. So 1879 has questionable surfaces. This one we looked at close to try to figure out if we thought it deserved that label. And after he and I both looked at it, we just kind of agreed that it's just kind of a cool looking coin, and didn't feel like it had anything on it that was very questionable. The label didn't say whether it was questionable on the obverse or the reverse. It just said questionable. But it really feels to me like the type of coin that we see pretty frequently, and something that comes out of an album, especially on a just kind of a nice looking 79 or 80S. And came back at MS63, which was also to me an extremely intriguing grade because, you know, it's just a lovely coin. Like, you know, the only thing that I can really explain is that if you're going to interpret certain marks as counting more heavily than others, so in other words, it's kind of like the difference between a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2, or maybe getting a yellow card versus a red card. You know, you'll see that you've got some scuffs on the cheek, you know, but they're not really thick, and the overall eye appeal of the coin is much nicer than this. Of course, if my customer is so interested in doing something just for the heck of it, we can always send that into CAC for stickering and just see what happens next. 34, MS64, and you know, the idea here, of course, is that you want it to come back at least to 64. You've probably seen me send stuff in and then get it downgraded. You know, I have a particular talent for that. And this coin in general actually has, so you'll see this mark over here, that's actually a strike through. of probably like a wire, the little wire brushes that they use to clean the dies. But a very, very lovely piece. And we went to MS66 from a 64, and that is not really indicative of what you'll see on most of these coins. You know, in a 34, what's amazing to me still is just how inexpensive these guys are in the sheets. This 34, I think it's about a $150 coin on in this grade, and it just feels like it should be a lot more than that for how scarce they are. So, but anyway, this was the old fatty that had the engraved, that embossed. I said engraved, embossed back to it. All right, speaking of the boss's back, we better go home now. So everyone, turn out the lights. The party's over. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Ben, the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.